Tell me some more about some of the symptoms that you had. I'm interested in hearing about what it actually feels like to be manic. What does it feel like internally? What happens within your body? What happens in your mind when you're having a manic episode?
I felt kind of very tense, like my mind was racing, that I was making unusual connections, that I couldn't sleep at night. I felt like I had a lot of energy to do a lot of projects. And actually, before I was diagnosed, there was one summer, and I was teaching at Wheaton College, and in one summer I designed a new course. I took a Wheaton College alumni to China. I mounted an archaeological dig for Wheaton College students in France. And I got married that summer, all in one summer.
Wow.
And, I wasn't diagnosed, but I think that kind of was seen as very productive in the workplace.
But in retrospect, it felt like, whoa, where did all that energy come from? Or
It looked like, was I just nuts, taking on that much in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
And, they were all successful. And but I just, now that I've had therapy and been medicated, I try and pace my life a little better. So.
Are there bodily symptoms that go along with that experience as well? Like, you talked about a decreased need for sleep and an increase in energy, but does your body actually feel differently when?
Well, you feel tension. I would say I felt tension in my body.
Okay.
I don't think my body felt that differently.
Okay. And what about the other side of a bipolar disorder? What about the depressed times? Have you had periods where you felt depressed or
I've been very lucky. I've only had one depressive episode, and that made it very difficult to concentrate, to get out of bed. Mm-hmm. It was a very agitated depression. I kind of lost interest in things that had been interesting to me. And that responded very well to one of the older antidepressants, imipramine. Mm-hmm. And I was probably out of the depression within 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
Stayed on the antidepressant for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the scale, I was more on the hypomanic, manic, psychotic end than the depressive end.
Okay. I would imagine that those more psychotic times are pretty uncomfortable and frightening.
Yeah, extremely uncomfortable and frightening.
And yet, the more manic piece without the psychotic feature, I'm not sure that your description of it is that it's so terrible. It sounds like you were able to get a lot done and accomplish a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a lot. You can accomplish a lot of things. It's a lot of fun. People, generally reward you in some sense for getting this all done. I have to say that my work is much better accepted in the workplace now that I've had medication, because when you're racing at that level, you tend to alienate people.